Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be looking into the energies of love for the month of April 2023 for the Capricorn Collective. So you can apply these energies to your sun, moon, or rising sign. Cross watchers are welcome as well. And I'm just starting out this monthly series of love readings here on this channel. So I would love to hear your feedback in the comments section of the video. And before I get into the reading, I wanted to start with the channel announcements. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop. There's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube. It's called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link in the description box as well as in the channel section of my page for that. The format over there consists of pick-a-cards and general energy check-ins related to the subject matters of spirituality, ascension, wellness, and self-love. And I've just completed the first in the monthly series of zodiac readings, general collective energy messages over there. So if that sounds interesting, any of that, and you would like to check that out, I thank you for your support on that channel as well as for your continued support here on this channel. So as far as this reading is concerned, I'm going to be getting 3 cards, 3 clarifiers, and closing it out with some guidance. So Capricorn, what are the energies of love looking like for you for the month of April? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. So it looks like a lot of you are going to have somebody headed towards you who might kind of move towards you very slowly, or maybe this person has been kind of in your energy. You know, you've been flirting with them, you've been talking to them. Maybe this is somebody who's just kind of been in the friend zone. They've really been taking their time to approach you, to open up to the possibility of feelings, maybe a little bit even of almost taking too much time, and it has created some doubt, some anxiety within you. Are they ever going to speak their truth? Are they ever going to make a move? Are they ever going to address the obvious chemistry that exists in this situation? And it really feels like this month they evolve in some way. They come a little bit closer. This may not be all the way, since we're just going from, you know, the Knight to the Queen. There may still be some growth that is necessary, but it's almost like they're stepping more out of their comfort zone and providing you with some direct evidence, not just conjecture, not something where if you've been needing to sort of read between the lines. And, you know, even this knight right here, who's just, he's in his full armor, only his face is shown. There's a sense of really bringing down the walls, bringing down the barriers in some way. Although as she's holding this pentacle, there's still this guardedness. They're still keeping that sort of the full nature, the truth, the full nature of their feelings, the full nature of what they want from you. You know, you're able to sort of see a little bit more of who this person is, a different kind of like side of them. They're moving into a softer energy, giving more. They're more receptive to the cup of love you have to offer, to the possibility of what this connection might grow into beyond what it exists between the two of you at this point in time. And it's something that almost, it feels like with this 8 of Swords where you've been on pins and needles about that, or this person may even be very nervous and kind of letting that guard down in some way. And so there's growth potential here. It's an evolution in some way. It provides you with a little more understanding of kind of what exists beneath and beyond kind of the guardedness, the air of caution in this person, you know, maybe due to some unhealed wounds within themselves. They have done some healing. They become a little more comfortable with you and are willing to sort of step in closer, step a little more into the light. But it may be something where you're still filled with this sense. It may be very kind of easy to miss this, easy to overlook this in some manner, because you're still so focused on kind of like that energy of the King of Pentacles. You're still focused on the potential of what you anticipate the situation could grow into, what you want out of this person, that it might at first glance be easy to not recognize some kind of an evolution has taken place, that they're a little more comfortable in your presence, that there's still more growth that needs to happen. There's still more work that needs to be done, but you've evolved in some way. They've evolved in some way. So that can kind of be like a word of caution in some manner, to where, you know, sort of like feel into the subtleties of these energies, the nature of what they're presenting to you. This can even be somebody who, you know, is kind of like confiding in you. They're sharing a softer part of themselves. You know, it may be very difficult for them to open up into trust. This may be a very logically minded person, a very practically minded person. So matters of the heart, it's kind of not their natural territory. Maybe they've become guarded through their experiences in love. And so it's effort that they're taking, that almost in a certain way you miss it in a sense. And it doesn't thwart what happens. It's just where it may take you then some time to kind of like recognize, oh, we have grown in our interactions with one another beyond where things were. Oh, it does feel a lot easier. And that might be something even that as this person approaches you in a less of a guarded energy than they've been at before, it sets your spidey sense off, like, okay, what's the catch? Something's different. And it's almost like you miss that at first glance, that it's growth that happens. It's not something that's been taken away, but it's almost a version of them, something energetically, something in the way in which they've been relating to you that is no longer a factor. It's no longer a barrier or obstacle. This can also be somebody who removes some obstacles from their own life, something that had been holding them back, and they are free to advance towards you in some manner. And almost like something that you've been hoping for, something that, you know, you've been sensing was possible, or something that you wanted in this connection with this person, with that barrier sort of out of the way and them free to move towards you. There may be some panic that sets in, almost like you're feeling you weren't ready for it. It came in a little too soon. Maybe you thought you had more time. Maybe you had kind of been leaning into this energy of doubt that it was never going to happen. They were never going to kind of extract themselves from someone. They were never going to let their guard down. It's almost like you've come to define someone by a particular sense of barricade about them. And as they're coming forth to you with more vulnerability, it's almost panic, like you're not really sure what to do. It makes you maybe feel very exposed, sort of the way in which they are taking the lead in this situation and presenting you this invitation to respond in kind, that it may be a little where you're feeling very trapped, very uncertain as far as like what to do, how to move now, how to kind of, it's almost like two people who were doing a certain dance with one another, and all of a sudden the record changes. It's a different, you know, kind of structured or formalized dance that you're doing with one another, and a bit of kind of like stumbling as you're trying to like get your footing in this new sort of energy, this new way of moving with this person. This can also be somebody you were dealing with in the past that has been very slow to progress back to you. Again, this sense of anxiety, feeling they're never going to come back. Maybe you had, you know, just sort of written this person off in some manner, and all of a sudden they're approaching you with like this offer that has been a long time coming, a tenderness to this, something that, you know, has a lot of growth potential to it, or they're, you know, kind of like showing up again more in this sort of like receptive kind of energy. They've taken down some walls. They've taken down some barriers. Maybe they've unblocked communication with you. They're stepping in from the shadowy energy where they've just been kind of like watching from afar, you know, giving very little indication. Maybe their energy even has been sort of walled off or blocked off to you. And there's an openness here. You're now receiving something from them. This goes beyond energy. These two pentacles is something very tangible. Something that, you know, even with these two pentacles here, you're having to kind of weigh your options. Do you want this person back? It's almost what had been theoretical at some point in time. You now have this physical evidence to where after the month of April, kind of in the months to follow, then you're forced to go within. You're forced to sort of soul search and say, it really seemed good, the idea of this person coming back. Now they've presented themselves, but am I on the same page with them? It may feel very good to get almost like a sense of vindication in some way, or again, that idea of like the dance that you've been doing with this individual changes. All of a sudden they bring something and it's a new tempo. They're moving in a different way in this connection, in this situation. And it almost feels like it instills this energy of panic within you about, do I want to adjust my approach to this in order to sort of move in kind with them? Or is this demonstration of change on their part, is this the signal for me, you know, know, that we're better off dancing with different partners. So I'm going to get some clarifiers now about these energies for you. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Six of Wands. Yeah, so definitely this can relate to, you know, somebody showing you more of themselves or making some kind of a move towards you, approaching you in a different kind of vibration, a different kind of energy that indicates to you they are interested in creating some kind of stability here in this situation. They're able to kind of like give and participate. It leaves you with a sense of almost like not being sure what to do though, a sense of choice, a sense of option, a sense of needing to kind of like recalibrate how you define this person, how you define this connection, maybe even something that they demonstrate to you that really clicks for you as far as this is your counterpart, this is your soulmate, maybe this is your twin flame or your twin soul. This can be a twin flame, twin soul counterpart, soulmate returning from the past as well with that Four of Wands at 11:11. This can be somebody that is, you know, declaring they see some kind of a future with you. They see some kind of forever with you. They're leaning more into, you know, the area of love and romance. If this is somebody that had been very almost like keeping things casual, very business-like, very platonic, you know, they're opening the door to more tenderness with you. And it almost seems to kind of throw you for a loop in some manner, that it stirs up a lot within you, a lot of questions, a lot of, you know, possibilities as you're sort of like trying to feel all this out. You may be very kind of like lost in the illusion as well. Again, that energy of sort of like missing this, missing that they have taken down some kind of walls, that they are giving in a way which they hope can build something between the two of you, build to the next stage, repair the situation in some manner. If this is someone from the past returning, there may be a bit of kind of like inner conflict, inner battle as far as, you know, is this genuine? Is this to be believed? Is this what you want? Maybe this is what you were hoping for, what you'd anticipated, and the way in which it comes, or almost like what is demonstrated to you. It feels that you only had an inclination of what this could be. And when this person takes down their guard, they take down their barrier, they come out from this very sort of walled off energy, what they show to you, it's different than what you'd expected. It's a side or a face of this person that you had not known fully was there. You may have had some kind of an indication, but it's more love and it's more loving than you thought this person was capable of. Maybe at this stage in your relationship, maybe it's something that is, you know, a facet of their personality or their kind of like movement within connection, or in terms of matters of the heart that you didn't know this was a component of them. It leaves you with a lot to kind of question. You may doubt this. You may kind of like lean into the energies of fear, almost, you know, kind of becoming the runner for a bit in this situation. It doesn't feel like there's full disconnect. Whatever sort of like inner conflict or inner turmoil, it's a place where, you know, you get that higher ground, you get that higher road. It is something where triumph is accomplished here. Now, whether this is the decision to, if this is someone from the past, to just sort of, you know, you've got this confirmation that you two have grown apart. You're two different people. You don't exactly want the same thing. It helps you to kind of like release any sort of doubt, uncertainty, anything you'd been hanging on toward, so that you're able to move forth into opening your heart and having different kind of experiences of love and romance. Some kind of like an energetic hook that had been tying you to the past, to this idea of what could have been, what should have been, what was. A lot of time and space that this person had been taking up emotionally within you, almost the idea of like living rent-free in your head. You're able to sort of like move beyond that. You're able to sort of shut that door, that it's very enticing. It's something which, you know, it has all the markings of what you would hope that they would present or what you could become to one another at some point in time. But almost like when it presents itself, it helps you to kind of like see through or sort of sift your way through any kind of illusions you'd been holding about this person. It feels like in some way, because there was so much left to the imagination, your imagination may have run wild, almost pedestalized or misinterpreted, or the growth that has happened within you, what you wanted with them, what they represented at one time, they no longer are that. And And so you're able to kind of move beyond this stage of, battle within yourself, fighting to keep your heart open, fighting to sort of push this person away. You extract yourself by the end of the month, or, if this is something where they are coming in toward the end of the month, this experience, it can definitely then lead to that place of extraction for yourself. For some of you, it's, this is what you've wanted. They're finally sort of like showing you what you had always hoped that they would be able to deliver. And again, this kind of this period of sort of like battle within self, battle to kind of keep the heart open, a full range of emotions you'd been going through. You sort of like wrap this period up with one another in the stance of having really overcome a period of challenge in the situation, to where a cycle is closed out and you're both moving forward in a new direction. This can also tie into, somebody you've been dealing with, somebody new. They're taking down the walls, they're taking down that armor, they're showing you more of a loving part of themselves. And it helps you to really gain some clarity about mysteries as far as, who they are beneath the surface, what more is possible here, that you get answers to that, you get a taste of that, you get an indication of that. And, through this period of kind of, fighting with yourself, not really recognizing it, you again sort of lean into this energy then of, having that higher perspective, moving forth toward the energy of triumph, that it's almost kind of like better than what you were hoping, or that this person, these parts of themselves that they hadn't shown you, they hadn't revealed up to this point in time, that it feels good. It's something which really works with you. It's something where instead of fighting that, you're flowing with that current. So any kind of like anxiety, panic, being on the pins and needles, very caught at kind of that energy of, 10 miles down the road and not recognizing sort of the very immediate circumstances happening, it really feels like something that, it's just kind of like a temporary, almost like a stumbling block in some way. And, that you're able to sort of smooth out from that and go with the flow and recognize, kind of this sense of accomplishment that the two of you have grown to this place where they're feeling comfortable enough to express a more vulnerable part of themselves, and then you as well feel comfortable sort of letting your guard down in some way, receiving this aspect of them, so the two of you can explore what can be grown and developed together. So in terms of signs, with the Pentacles, we have Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Swords is air, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Wands is fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the Cups is water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So I'm going to get some guidance for you. These can be some mantras that you include in your self-care practice throughout the month of April, or it can just be kind of additional information, messages about these energies here. And we have, I create healthy boundaries supporting my personal growth and potential. Yeah, so this is really, that confirmation of a redefining of boundaries between you and a person, and really honoring, encouragement to honor that part of yourself that might be a bit kind of fearful when this comes in, a bit uncertain. You're needing to explore possibilities. You're needing to acclimate to this new, almost presentation that they've provided. The dance has changed. Allow yourself that time to sort of alter your steps, alter your approach, alter how you respond to this new tempo established between you and this individual. And we also have, I trust my inner guidance. My soul knows the way forward. So again, anything being really like caught in your head, caught in anxiety, very uncertain, kind of, what you've wished for arrives, whether it's someone from the past returning or an experience with a new person, but you're having a hard time kind of catching up with that reality in a lot of different ways. Allowing yourself that time and space, trusting that the heart will guide you to the right sort of solution or approach in this situation with this person. That whether you decide to kind of like close the door to this, to, entertain this, to move to a new rhythm with this individual, that it's a recalibration period, more in alignment with, no matter what the choice is that you make, it's more in getting you more in alignment with your highest good in life and in love. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.